Hello, welcome to your Bay's Breaking Now. I am Eric Hodge, and in this Breaking Now, we're going to talk about this new MLS rule change going into effect on December 15th about short sale compensation. To talk to us more about it, I'm joined by Bay's President Doreen Roberts. Doreen Roberts, thank you for joining us here on Bay's Breaking Now. We've received quite a few questions from members and coming up with our own questions here at the association. Doreen, first and foremost, what exactly is this MLS rule change about?
Great. I'm happy to be here, Eric, to answer this, and I'm glad we have a conversation going with our members about it. There has been a rule, it's Rule 7.15.2 in the MLS rules, that was one of the very few exceptions to compensation with no condition on it. And it basically protected a short sale listing agent in case the lender was going to reduce the commission, and that was not a known factor in advance. They could then hedge what commission they had put in the MLS and reduce it by whatever factor they had made known in the MLS. There was some verbiage required in confidential remarks that said the gross sales price and commission is subject to lender approval, and any reduction will be, and then whatever the agent wanted to put in there, 60-40, 50-50, they could have said the buyer's agent takes it all, whatever they wanted to put in there. That verbiage had to be in confidential remarks in order to invoke this protection of 7.15.2. The rule change essentially is that there will be no exception or ability to reduce commission that is advertised in the MLS for a lender reduction. And that rule then will be whatever is in and posted in MLS will be the commission that the listing agent will be required to pay to the cooperating agent.
So Doreen, when does this rule actually go into effect?
The rule actually goes into effect December 15th. We always give 30 days notice to our members so they get used to it. December 15th is the effective date.
Okay, and how does it affect listings in MLS at that time?
Good question, Eric. If a listing is already in the MLS as of December 15th, it will stay with the current verbiage and under the current rule. After December 15th, if it's entered into the MLS, it must have, under the new rules, that verbiage would not be allowed to be in there. There would be no exception under the short sale commission rule.
Okay, so if nothing is stated in the MLS about commission subject lender approval, however, in our agreement, the listing agent added that contingents, how should I move forward?
Well, Eric, that would be a violation of several MLS rules as well as the Code of Ethics. You never can use the contract to change the terms of the, you can't use the contract terms to change commission in any shape, manner, or form. So you contact the association, probably have an ombudsman make a phone call out, but if it did prevail in there, there would either be an arbitration afterwards the member could go to, and there would be ethics violations involved in there as well. So you cannot use the contract to change commission terms, neither the listing agent nor the cooperating broker.
Okay, so if a listing broker wants to make the compensation offer to the cooperating broker through the MLS contingent on a lender's approval, can he or she do so?
Not effective December 15th. That's exactly what this rule changes. That was how it was up until December 15th. That rule effectively changes and will not allow an individual to a listing agent to make an exception for any lender reduction.
I just want to clarify that this new compensation rule for short sales, basically I cannot make the final commission subject to the lender approval, correct?
Correct.
This means that it is never in my best interest to offer a full 3% commission to the selling agent, because if I do, and there is a reduction in commission, I'm going to bear the burden of the full reduction. Therefore, it is likely that the offered commission on short sales will always be 2.5%, leaving the other 0.5% as a buffer for the listing agent. Am I correct?
Well, two things are true here, Eric. This is a conversation that's going to be coming up a lot. We need to be careful, because anytime we start talking about commission structures and stuff, we get dangerously close to what we have as antitrust regulations. And so this specific conversation is best to have within the confines of one's own office and broker, where those policies and best practices can be made. I would say, generally speaking, a listing agent in a short sale situation, if they're working with a short sale lender that they have some familiarity with, it should not be as an unknown quantity as it might be if you're working with a lender for the very first time, in which case the listing agent is going to need to factor in all that is there, the market conditions, what they might be using as far as a short sale negotiator. All of that should be factored in before they put the compensation in MLS. And I would also say is that if they want to err on the side of being conservative on that, there is no rule to say is that they can't add more compensation at the end. You just can't subtract it from what is being offered in the MLS. But if you're conservative going in, you can always explain that to cooperating brokers on the other side to say is that there may be some more compensation, but under no circumstances will it be less than what is in MLS, but it could always be more if an agent wants to do that.
Okay, a lot of great information. Say I want to ask more questions about this MLS rule change. Who do I contact?
I would say our based association is always ready and available with answers, and I hopefully will have a link here that we can contact the association for more questions. There's also a great Q&A on the CAR website, and we'll have a link to that also on the based website that goes into this in great detail.
Well, Doreen, thank you for clarifying a lot of things about this MLS rule change on short sale compensation that goes into effect on December 15th. And
That's
thank
right.
you for joining me here on this special edition of Breaking Now.
Great, thanks.
And for Doreen Roberts, I'm Eric Hodge. We'll see you next time.